Hey, it's John at Vision Advisors, and welcome for this very special insight with Vision as we talk about coronavirus and your practice. What can you as a financial professional do to manage this crisis and to help your clients remain calm during these tumultuous times? You know, you've had an opportunity probably to see this image on a variety of different media and social media outlets. It's called coronavirus. Coronavirus has really been with us for a long time. It is a series of viruses, most commonly that we think of as the common cold. But this particular variant, COVID-19, has really had a significant impact, especially on the elderly and those with compromised immune situations. Now, as it's spreading around the world, it's truly become a global pandemic. Now, that doesn't mean that everybody in the world is going to die. It simply means that the virus has spread and has really reached virtually every continent and hundreds of countries around the world. And it's a big deal to some extent. Like the flu, it's a virus. It's something that we're going to be dealing with, but the way that this particular virus is acting at this point in time, it is much more contagious than the flu, much more contagious than the typical common cold variant of coronavirus that we've seen. But unless you tend to be, according to all of the experts speaking so far, unless you tend to be elderly or have an immune system that's compromised in some way, your symptoms are likely going to be mild, and within a couple of weeks, you're going to recover. Now, it's important that we think through what's going on because there's a lot of media hype. We're in an election season here in the United States, and one party wants to blame the other party, and everybody wants to point fingers at somebody, and the media loves ratings. So the more they can hype up this particular incident, the bigger and greater their ratings, and that's important. There's also a lot of misinformation out there that's being shared, especially online. Some of the things that I'm seeing on Facebook and even on internet searches, there's a lot of conflicting information. So it's important that you and your clients really be able to separate fact from fiction and truth from myth. Now, one thing we do know and we've seen is right now the markets are a mess. They are responding to the impact financially of coronavirus in the short term. The markets are really a leading indicator of where we're going to be 3 to 6 months from now. We know because much of our supply chain and manufacturing assembly chain is tied to China, and that's really where the virus started and really had a significant impact into the global manufacturing process. We know that that's going to create some slowdowns in the really manufacturing food chain and other areas to where China has really become an integral part of the global economy in which we live. The markets are going to recover, but right now we are seeing some pretty ugly numbers in the Dow as compared to where we've been. End result of all the hype, people are scared. They don't know what to do, and they are looking for someone to be able to speak peace and calm into the situation. That's where you've got an opportunity to come in and be a hero and to get everybody to take a deep breath and to calm down. This is not the end of the world. We're not all going to fall over a cliff and die. This is not the Spanish flu that we read about at the turn of the 20th century when we didn't have a lot of medications and the ability to treat things the way we do today. This is something that our nation and the other nations of the world are going to get under control. We have only to look back in history to see what has happened in the past. If we think back to the SARS virus that we had, if we think back to MERS and some of the other, again, variations of coronavirus that we have seen pop up in the past, you know, here we had an issue of significant impact on a global scale. And then after medical science was able to step in and to get things under control, we got back to normal. We do know that, hearing from the banks and the financial institutions, that we here in the United States have a very sound economy. And while we're probably going to suffer some short-term negative impacts on earnings and growth, the fundamentals behind the market are still sound. And historically, we know that anytime we've had an issue like this, looking back to SARS and looking back to MERS and some of the other incidents in the past, we saw a market downturn. followed by a market recovery and a continued growth forward. It is our hope that that will continue into the future. We don't know what the markets are going to do, but we can look back to the past and use that as a kind of a benchmark of where we think the markets may go. But there's an opportunity for you here to be able to connect with your clients, and that's an opportunity to go virtual. Your clients may not want to leave the private and comfort of their home. They may not want to go to a big meeting, and in fact, many communities are putting out guidance, and some of them are putting out more specific instructions to avoid large gatherings. So if you're doing seminars or you're doing other events, you may see smaller numbers in the short term. You may have clients that may be concerned about getting out and actually meeting with you in your office or having you meet with them in your home. Well, what an opportunity now with the technology that we have to be able to connect and to interact with our clients via technology. Virtually everyone today has a smartphone, and through the use of a smartphone, we could FaceTime our clients. We could do a Facebook Live event to speak to our clients en masse through our business Facebook page. We could send our clients an email link to a Zoom conference call and actually have a conference call with our clients using Zoom technology. So the ability to engage with and connect with our clients is still available, but we may be able to do so now more in a virtual world than we've thought about in the past. And with more and more insurance carriers now adding e-app capabilities, the opportunity to really go virtual with a portion of your practice is really easier now than ever before. Maybe you had a client that was ready to write an annuity, but they're afraid to get out because of the coronavirus and afraid that they might become infected, and maybe share that with another family member that has an immune compromised system, or maybe they're caring for aging parents. Hey, you've got the opportunity now to be able to utilize technology to take that application online, submit it directly to the carrier, do the transfer of the money from custodian A to custodian B, and have an opportunity to get those funds out of the market and get them into a safe money environment if you're working with clients in that arena. I think one of the most important things we can do is to not wait for your clients to call. Be proactive in reaching out to them. As they're watching the markets take us tumble again and again this week, and we're looking now at the Dow in the 21,000 range. So we've seen some pretty scary opportunities, at least short term in the Dow. We've had triggers a couple of times this week that have halted trading. So again, there's going to be a lot of concern from your clients. You've got an opportunity now to speak peace and bring calm to them by being proactive and having a conversation. And it's important to remind them that things will get better. Again, the underlying fundamentals of our economy are still strong. The markets are going to be resilient. And as we get this virus under control, most of the medical professionals that we're speaking with are telling us that probably within 4 to 6 weeks, we're going to be over the major hump of this area of concern, and we're going to be leveling out, and things are going to begin to get back to normal. So again, a number of people are probably going to get sick. We're going to see the number of folks escalate in terms of death. But as we compare where we are now with 38 people dead to the swine flu that killed 13,000, still a relatively small number, and our government is doing a great job at having an opportunity to step up and to take proactive steps to do what they can to mitigate the spread of this virus at the local, at the state, and at the national level. Now, it's also an opportunity during those calls to reinforce and remind your clients that zero can be your hero. Those of your clients that owned an annuity, a fixed indexed annuity, or an IUL, as compared to their variable counterparts, they still have an opportunity to enjoy upside growth. But in times like these where the market has suffered a significant downturn, your clients weren't negatively impacted for that. Worst case scenario in a down market, zero is your hero for your clients. And that's a really big deal. But again, I want to challenge you to think longer term. Is this an opportunity for you to transform your practice and begin to utilize tools like FaceTime, to utilize your smartphone, to utilize Facebook Live, Zoom, to be able to begin to record messages to your clients that you store on YouTube or on Vimeo, to use resources like Ring Central, to use your email, to beef up your Facebook business page, to create, if you don't have one, a LinkedIn business page so that your clients have an opportunity to hear from you and follow you in a digital world. to use communication tools like MailChimp or Constant Contact to stay in regular conversation with your client. This is a great opportunity to upscale and next level your practice to put technology to work for you. And that's an area that we have expertise in. We're here for you. We know your clients are concerned, and you may be concerned as well. We want you to know that we are here. We are ready to help you and your clients weather the storm. And whatever your next opportunity is with your clients, whatever money problem that they have, we want to help you solve it. Give us a call here at Vision Advisors, 1-800-505-8489, and let us help you help your clients discover that they can see financial success in working with you as you work with Vision. Hey, I like to say we've got a vision for your financial future, and that's to help you see more and more success and have an opportunity to solve more client problems, and in doing so, increase your profitability. Hey, it's John at Vision Advisors. Thanks for joining us for this Insight with Vision.